Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. At the beginning of the struggle for the actualization of Biafra, especially when indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, entered into the picture, a lot of clergymen were a bit reluctant to identify with them. The very few who were passionate about it were very few, and more often than not, they got intimidated at some point by the wayside. But it looks like times have changed, and Powerful have decided to say this concerning a whole lot of them, as many more persons are beginning to find a voice in the issue of Biafra. Before we go into the news drop, I would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. The indigenous people of Biafra has commended the spiritual director of Adoration Ministry Enugu, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, and other Christian clerics for praying for its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, at the beginning of this year. Ipob also urged that more ministers of God should pray for Kanu, saying that those prayers threw the Nigerian government in confusion over its leader. The group warned security agents to stop harassing and molesting cleric and clergymen supporting Ipob, indigenous people of Biafra, and Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu. Ipob said this in a statement by its media and publicity secretary, Powerful. And the statement reads, "We, the global movement and family of the indigenous people of Biafra, ably led by our great leader, Nnamdi Kanu, wish to commend men and women of God who devoted their precious time and energy to pray for the protection of our great leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who had been incarcerated in the DSS custody in Abuja since June 2021. The prayers of these men of God have thrown Nigeria and its leadership into confusion since the beginning of this year, 2022. We realize that the Fulani-controlled federal government and its security agencies are confused as a result of the intense prayers of these men of God, including Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka of Adoration Ministries of Enugu, and Reverend Father of Ebube Monso Ministry, Uke, in Indimili local government area, Anambra State." They were quite specific. "We call other men and women of God Almighty who hear what God is saying to join others in telling government to stop humiliating and intimidating Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra members, because Nnamdi Kanu is not evil, but a special gift from God Almighty. But unfortunately, Nigerians don't appreciate what they have. Again, we are warning DSS to stop intimidating and humiliating men and women of God Almighty because they spoke about Nnamdi Kanu. People should not be harassed because of their religious views. Nigeria is not for Fulanis alone. People of God Almighty should rise up and talk in unison, otherwise Fulani-controlled DSS will pick them one after the other to weaken them. They have started with Ejike Mbaka, so others will fear and draw back from speaking the common truth about the goings-on in Nigeria. The DSS and other security agencies can bring down the messenger, but cannot bring down the message. The message which Nnamdi Kanu passed has gone deep and into the minds of Nigerians, and they understood the truth about Nigeria and what the government stands for. A lot of Nigerians have decided to react to this. And this one here is saying, at the end of the day, every Igbo person knows that Ipob is blameless, consciously or unconsciously. They are rooting for them. This one here is saying, God bless and strengthen all the outspoken men of God that are fearless before the oppressors. This one here is saying, Ipob is not speaking for Igbos, says they are retired grandfathers. This one here is saying, if not sneeze, they go say Ipob no dey speak for Igbo. This one here is saying, Nnamdi Kanu is very good, just like they are. This one here is saying, just like they invited Shegume. This one here is saying, so many things have been said here. But in all, I cannot forget that at the beginning, though, there were some new churches, I think owners of churches in the southeastern part. At some point, they lost their voice. At some point. And, a lot of persons were of the opinion that maybe they've received one or two calls. But a case study that came to mind very quickly is none other than Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka. At the beginning, it wasn't so. Ejike Mbaka will never go a mile close to Nnamdi Kanu's matter. He will never go to a mile close to In fact, sometimes he will say, look, some of these are our children, just trying to paraphrase some of his words. Then, not now. Some of these are our children should know that you don't do things without consulting the elders. The governors are the go-between between the government of the day and the people. If you are aggrieved and you feel disgruntled and you feel marginalized, there are better ways to go about it. You say you want to actualize Biafra and you're leaving your elders behind. You must carry them along. Talk to your governors, talk to your political elites, your elder statesmen. Let them table your matter to the presidency. Let them table your matter to the government of the day. And maybe there could be a dialogue, because you cannot achieve Biafra except you carry along your elders and the stakeholders. Fast forward, in 2021, tables changed. Although at the beginning of the whole rancor, the likes of Shehu Sani, so I take that again, Shehu Gaba, the senior media person to the president, was saying that what caused the whole wahala, according to Shehu Gaba, he said was because Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka came around, asked for contract of which the president refused to grant him. That was when he said it's fine. Well, whether it is so or not, we do not know. We're not in the meeting. But Father Ejike Mbaka, said his own version of the story, but ever since then, Father Mbaka have not turned back. He has been blowing hot. In fact, while others were saying other things for New Year, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka on adoration ground made very special prayers for Nnamdi Kanu. And there's still one or two, people who've heard them very bold, use their platform, social media platform, to also advocate and even pray. They made very strong decrees on the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, release of Nnamdi Kanu, and if the government fails to release Nnamdi Kanu, what will befall Nigeria and all of that. They made a lot of very strong decrees. But then, there's what we call freedom of choice. They have decided on their own to support and pray for their illustrious son. Just like Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka said at some point, he said, look, I have decided, we all have our time, I have decided to use my voice to bless Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody should, shut his mouth up. It's called freedom of choice. He has the right to do so. And now, Ipob member, our Ipob spokesperson in my power is saying that if other people, men of God, men of conscience, decide to keep quiet and not speak forth for these men of God who have started speaking, who he believes the security is clamping down on, that they may actually go down. I do not, for the now, Reverend Bishop Kuka rather, was invited to DSS. We're going to give you updates eventually when he comes out and tell us exactly what it is they discussed, if they have even discussed it already. Let's meet to that.